The keys to unlocking your full potential may have been hidden for centuries. What if everything you studied about spirituality, the Bible, and your body was a facade? Consider the ancient wisdom within us all, waiting to be awakened. It is not a savior or a kingdom, but a part of you. This transformation depends on Christ consciousness, a term that transcends religion and defines who you are. We're exploring a family secret that reveals the oil of Christ in your body in this video. This force can raise your consciousness, regenerate your body, and unlock your higher self. This is a bodily process that mirrors Christ's journey, not just a religious story. Prepare to rethink mind, body, and spirit as we explore this deep, transformative truth. Is your divine nature ready to awaken? Answers were always here. Be vigilant. People didn't share wisdom in ancient times. This wisdom was concealed within sacred texts, parables, and family stories. The holders of this secret wisdom, which could change the world, knew its power. Those who spoke the truth were not always welcome. For fear of persecution, ancient mystics and spiritual leaders encoded their teachings. These messages disguised themselves to entertain and open the minds and hearts of those who understood them. Parables about distant lands, mystical beings, and divine interventions hid profound spiritual lessons. The words of these ancient texts are still available to us today. Only those ready to see the spiritual truths in these teachings can get to the heart of them. The phrase, "Christ is in you," and how these teachings relate to the divine, is intriguing. In ancient spiritual traditions, divinity was not limited to an external, distant deity. They believed the divine was within everyone, waiting to be awakened. For the right eyes, sacred scriptures hide this profound truth. Christ is in you is a pledge of every person's innate potential. Rethinking God's temple as your body is revolutionary. The idea that divinity is outside us is challenged. It suggests we are the vessel of divine consciousness. This understanding changes the focus from seeking salvation outside ourselves to realizing we have everything we need for spiritual enlightenment. But how do we access this wisdom? Can we awaken our divine potential? Answer: Christ consciousness, which activates a deeper level of body awareness. After activation, we see beyond the physical and gain spiritual awareness. The pineal gland, or third eye, is crucial to awakening. This pea-sized gland in the center of the brain greatly affects our consciousness. In ancient cultures, the pineal gland was the gateway to divine insight and higher spiritual awareness. Actively activating the pineal gland allows us to see the world through a higher, more universal consciousness, rather than the physical senses. Awakening and spiritual transformation are not intellectual pursuits. Self-transformation requires dedication, practice, and inner discipline. As we explore this deeper level of consciousness, we unlock hidden wisdom and begin to understand existence secrets once reserved for ancient mystics and enlightened beings. Through this process, we discover that the stories, parables, and sacred texts of the past are not fables, but keys to unlocking the deepest truths about who we are, where we come from, and what we are meant to become. The power of these teachings lies in their ability to awaken a spiritual connection within us. Not only do we discover hidden knowledge, but we also realize we are all connected to a greater, more profound reality than we can imagine. This truth is within us all, ancient wisdom says. Every generation has passed down a secret wisdom in ancient spiritual traditions. The knowledge, called Christ consciousness, cannot be found in books or learned conventionally. It requires a deeper awareness, the ability to look beyond the literal and physical to find profound truths. Numerous spiritual practices emphasize the pineal gland, or third eye. The pineal gland unleashes higher consciousness and taps into the divine energy within every person. Mages, mystics, and ancient cultures revered this tiny pea-shaped gland as the gateway to spiritual enlightenment for centuries. Central to awakening Christ consciousness is pineal gland activation. What triggers this activation? The brain's Christos, or sacred fluid, begins its journey. Fluid that flows down the spinal cord and through the body can awaken the divine. The process is both complex and simple. This brain fluid descends to the sacral plexus, where it awaits a special transformation. This happens once a month when the moon matches your birth sun. In this lunar phase, the solar plexus may produce a seed. Each of us can awaken Christ, the divine energy in this seed. The sacral plexus hosts the seed, waiting for the right conditions to germinate. Physical, emotional, and spiritual practices create these conditions. The most crucial practice is preserving Christ's oil. Preservation matters. Why? Our energy is constantly drained by modern distractions. Poor diets, stress, negative emotions, and ejaculation deplete this sacred fluid, preventing it from reaching its full potential. To activate the pineal gland and Christ consciousness, we must preserve and elevate this fluid. Abstaining from depleting practices lets energy build and ascend through the spine to the heart and throat chakras. Its vibrational frequency increases as the fluid ascends, approaching the brain, where divine consciousness resides. This energy must reach the pineal gland to activate Christ's consciousness, awakening the higher self and allowing us to tap into divine wisdom. It takes time to change. Self-awareness, spiritual growth, and patience are needed. During this journey, the body undergoes dramatic changes. The sacred fluid awakens brain cells and regenerates the body as it rises. Some compare this to a spiritual and physical resurrection. Like Christ's crucifixion and resurrection, the spinal cord fluid rises, symbolizing the death of the old self and the birth of a higher consciousness. The benefits of pineal gland activation and Christ consciousness awakening go beyond spiritual enlightenment. As fluid ascends, spiritual awareness and physical regeneration increase. Activated pineal glands stimulate blood production, rejuvenating and healing the body. The mind and body are balanced and harmonious after this process, which promotes longevity and vitality. Therefore, pineal gland activation is a sacred journey that requires patience, discipline, and a deep connection to the divine within. It leads to spiritual awakening, self-realization, and physical regeneration. To awaken the Christ consciousness within and transform every aspect of our lives, we must understand the sacred fluid's flow, preserve it, and elevate it through spiritual practices. It's within us, waiting to be discovered, that we can change. Our time has come to embark on this ancient journey. Sacred fluid journey is a deep spiritual path, an ancient and powerful ritual revered for thousands of years. Christos is a living metaphysical divine secretion. Its movement within the body mirrors consciousness descent from the highest spiritual realms into the physical world and then ascent to the divine. The claustrum, a mysterious brain region, produces this fluid. The complex functions and role of the claustrum in linking brain regions make it one of the most mysterious brain parts. It's here that the sacred oil begins its journey. It flows through the brain, spinal cord, and sacral plexus, which controls primal instincts and desires. Raw energy, vitality, and creativity come from the sacral plexus, just above the sacrum. While traveling down the spinal cord, This sacred fluid passes through the nerves Ida and Pingala, which represent the universe's two opposing energies, masculine and feminine, positive and negative, light and dark. Harmonized, these energies create a powerful force that rises towards spiritual awakening. Like consciousness entering the material world, fluid moves down the spine. In the ethers, it becomes material and dense. But like consciousness, this fluid wants to rise again and reconnect with the divine. Descending symbolizes entering matter, the physical world. A microcosm of consciousness's journey into physical form is the spinal cord, an extension of the brain. This powerful symbol of fluid flowing through the spine reminds us that our spiritual journey begins in the heavens and must descend to earth before rising again. Seeds of life are planted and nurtured in the sacral plexus. This holy place creates the Christ seed. Understanding the fluid's power requires understanding its spirituality. The manna from heaven, the oil of Christ, is a living substance with divine essence. The fluid waits to activate in the sacral plexus. Once a month, the moon aligns with the sun at your birth. At this lunar phase, the Christ seed germinates, and the oil of Christ becomes stronger. Transformation is greatest during this spiritually significant time. When the fluid rises again, the real magic occurs. Vibration and power increase as oil ascends the spinal cord. This ascent begins with a gentle pineal and pituitary gland awakening. Spiritual awakening begins with these glands, which are the body's masculine and feminine energies. The fluid transforms in these glands before ascending spiritually. Ascending is the awakening of Christ consciousness, not just biology. The soul's resurrection, return to the divine, and restoration of our highest potential. The pineal gland receives oil like a prophecy. This rebirths the Christ seed and awakens our divine essence. The third eye, the pineal gland, opens consciousness. It opens us to the universe's deeper truths. The oil reaching the pineal gland fully activates this process, changing our consciousness. Through new eyes, we see reality more deeply. We awaken our Christ consciousness and connect more with the divine, ourselves, and the universe. Transformation of the spirit is part of the sacred fluid's journey. We realize that we transcend beyond our physical form. We are light and consciousness, and this sacred oil can reconnect us with our divine essence. All who are willing to change can experience this process. This journey requires patience, dedication, and self-awareness. Great spiritual awakening, higher consciousness, and a deeper connection to the divine are the rewards. Enlightenment and self-realization are on this ascent. It's Christ consciousness returning to God. As this oil rises, it regenerates the body, mind, and spirit. Millions of cells in dormant brain areas are reactivated, revitalizing our physical and spiritual bodies. Our transformation becomes stronger as we practice this ascension. We experience a revitalized body, a clearer mind, and a closer connection to the divine. Our true nature, divine essence, and connection to the universe are revealed through this sacred process. It transcends the physical realm and returns us to the divine light within us. This sacred fluid can help us discover our true selves and live with more purpose, clarity, and spiritual insight. This is the path that leads to the awakening of the Christ within us. Each month, during a lunar phase, your body undergoes an extraordinary event. The moon and sun alignment at your birth causes this event. This creates a unique energy, a seed of potential, that is planted deep in your solar plexus, just above the sacral. This seed transcends physicality and represents the universal force that creates everything. Transformation begins with its energy, which has far-reaching effects. As the gut brain, the solar plexus controls personal power, emotions, and transformation. The seed awaits in this sacred space. Such a seed cannot be seen or touched. It is subtle and energetic, promising something profound. The seed symbolizes Christ, born in Bethlehem, the birthplace of divine energy. Seeds rest until they meet the right conditions. These conditions follow cosmic rhythms, especially moon cycles. Germination begins when the moon's energy aligns with the sun at birth. The seed can awaken and ascend through this sacred alignment 12 times a year. Slowly, the seed transforms to fulfill its higher purpose over 2.5 days each month. This change is gradual. This change is subtle, intricate, and linked to both body and cosmic rhythms. Over 2.5 days, your solar plexus seed activates, releasing powerful energy. The body, mind, and spirit benefit from this quiet energy. It readies the body for ascension. When conditions are right, the seed's potential is realized. Seeds must rise, ascend through the body, and connect with higher consciousness to reach their full potential. The journey starts here. Consciousness moves from the solar plexus to the spinal cord to the brain. It transitions from the material world to the spiritual realm. Energy centers, which are crucial to ascension, interact with the seed as it rises. Solar plexus, the seed birthplace, is just the start. Each chakra amplifies and refines energy as it ascends through the body. Chakras represent power, love, communication, and intuition, making this process deeply transformative. Ascending this energy is more than physical. This spiritual one transforms you deeply. Higher chakras, like the heart, throat, and third eye, awaken deeper consciousness. The change is profound. It transforms the mundane into the divine and the material into the spiritual. The awakening of Christ consciousness connects you to the divine and transcends the ego. Understand this process in order to realize your power. The solar plexus seed is active. Potential abounds. It needs care and growth to reach higher consciousness. This is the chance to enlighten and discover the divine within. You can join this sacred process when the moon aligns with your birth. You can grow spiritually, raise your consciousness, and connect with your divine essence each month when the seed is reborn. The moon, and sun are more than just distant celestial bodies. They actively support your spiritual growth. They cycle with your body and spiritual awakening. Just like the seed grows within you, so does your awareness of the divine presence within you. Change is possible every lunar cycle. The seed must be recognized, nurtured, and allowed to grow, ascend, and lead you to higher consciousness. In ancient times, sages, mystics, and spiritual masters described the oil as a mystical energy, not just a physical substance. Secrets to spiritual wisdom and consciousness are said to be in this sacred oil. Starting in the brain and moving down to the sacral plexus and beyond, it activates latent potentials. Ascending is the real miracle. Like a seed, this fluid can change everything it touches. This fluid gains power, vibration, and frequency as it ascends the spine. As energy rises through vertebrae, it strengthens. The spinal cord, metaphorically the river through which this fluid flows, is more than a conduit. It leads to enlightenment. Our consciousness rises with this sacred fluid as each vertebra awakens. Transmutation underpins this process. The process of transmutation turns base elements into gold. In spiritual terms, the base substance is raw consciousness. This oil changes like a caterpillar as it ascends through the spinal cord. With each rise, energy becomes more refined and divine. Also symbolic is this climb. In many ancient teachings, the spine is the tree of life. This sacred fluid grows upward like a tree. The oil unites our masculine and feminine, light and dark, consciousness and matter as it climbs the spine. This harmonious dance allows us to fully activate our spiritual potential. After reaching the pineal gland, the spiritual body's crown, the fluid does something extraordinary. In this small pea-shaped brain gland, the final awakening occurs. Many cultures call the pineal gland the third eye because it connects us to higher forms of existence. This sacred oil activates the third eye by reaching the pineal gland, enabling us to see beyond the material world into pure consciousness. Activation changes us fundamentally, not just perception. At this point, we realize we are more than physical. As spiritual beings, we experience humanity. Recognizing that the divine is within us is Christ consciousness. Our inner oil now connects us to the cosmos, God, and the infinite. It is self-realization, discovering who we are and what we can do. After the pineal gland, the process continues. The fluid radiates light and energy throughout the body after activating the third eye. That light is consciousness, the core of life. The mind, heart, and soul are illuminated, offering clarity, tranquility, and a deep connection to the universe. A higher state of being emerges here. The body and mind experience renewal, cleansing, and elevation. It takes time to complete. It takes perseverance, self-awareness, and growth. We can reach deeper states of consciousness by raising energy and preserving the sacred oil. This leads to a total spiritual rebirth, soul resurrection. It takes discipline to reach this state. Carefully handle the sacred fluid, which is essential to spiritual progress. Physical, mental, and emotional regeneration occurs. You feel lighter, more serene, and less stressed. Anger, fear, and jealousy fade. You feel inner serenity and harmony radiating from inside. Process brings mental clarity. Meditation, mindful breathing, and balanced living increase the oil, clearing the mind. You decide more confidently and easily without indecision or confusion. Sharpen, focus, and align your ideas with your higher purpose. Imagine a fog lifting, revealing a new perspective led by intuition, wisdom, and love. That's not everything. Your spiritual gifts emerge as the sacred oil ascends through the chakras to greater consciousness. You receive higher-level insights, messages, and direction as your connection to the divine strengthens. This can come via vivid dreams, intuitive flashes, or a deeper understanding that governs your daily life. Your spiritual consciousness grows, and you connect with the divine. When oil reaches the optic thalamus and pineal gland, it unlocks the third eye, spiritual vision's center. You will feel your higher self more intensely now. Your soul's eyes will see the world. This lets you see how everything is connected. It becomes possible to discern the tiny energies and vibrations beneath the surface. As you realize your divinity, you can no longer reject your holiness. This epiphany transforms you forever. You enter Christ consciousness or divine consciousness by elevating the oil. This state aligns you with your divine self and transcends the ego. You start living your higher consciousness wisdom. Love, compassion, and service to others grow in your deeds. You know you are entire and divine. Therefore, you no longer need external confirmation. The path to spiritual enlightenment is difficult, but rewarding. It takes discipline, focus, and a dedication to personal improvement. After experiencing its benefits, you'll see why this exercise is so valuable. You will find purpose and passion in life. Christ consciousness is one of the most profound human experiences, and once you taste this holy nectar, you will never look back. Living as the divine, you will radiate light and love everywhere. You'll inspire others to follow your path and realize their Christ consciousness. The Christ within you, the sacred oil, promises this. The tremendous insight in this video humbles and inspires me. My belief that our bodies are vehicles for divine consciousness and that our veins can awaken us spiritually resonates with me. It inspires us to see ourselves as dynamic temples of unlimited possibility rather than just physical entities. Christ consciousness as an internal transforming process references ancient traditions and our fundamental nature. Preserving and boosting vital energy is one of the most astounding findings from this exploration. This knowledge pushes us to reassess life and vitality in a culture that promotes depletion, distraction, and rapid pleasure. It proposes that cultivating our inner seed and raising our consciousness can lead to a spiritual resurrection of purpose, clarity, and connection to something higher. We can change our thoughts and bodies with this practice, not simply a theory. So use this understanding in your life. Break your self-limitation myths. Meditation, thoughtful living, and examining life's deeper truths raise consciousness. Start a conversation using this knowledge to grow, self-realize, and connect with the world. This theory is a call to transform. Open our hearts and brains to unlock our spiritual potential as we walk this journey